It was supposed to be just another morning at the airport. Fans had gathered, cameras ready, hoping to catch a glimpse of Sandara Park before her flight. She had been spotted in casual but elegant attire, oversized sunglasses shielding her eyes, a scarf tucked around her neck, and that familiar soft smile she always carried, even when tired. But behind that smile was a reality no one had expected. Witnesses say Sandara had been moving at a slower pace than usual, her steps measured, as if her body was carrying more weight than anyone could see. The sleepless nights spent by Jung Il Woo's hospital bed had taken a toll, and although she tried to brush off concerns, her appearance told another story. At first, fans thought she was simply pausing to wave, to acknowledge the people who had been waiting for hours. But within moments, her body language shifted. Her hand reached for her stomach, her other hand tightened around her carry-on handle, and then she stumbled. Gasps echoed through the crowd. Cameras clicked in panic rather than excitement. Security immediately rushed forward, forming a protective circle. She didn't completely collapse to the ground, but she bent forward, holding herself steady against the wall. Staff members whispered urgently, one of them pulling out a phone to call for medical assistance. In the background, the crowd's whispers began to swirl into something else entirely. Words like pregnancy, stress, and overwork were overheard. No one knew for sure what was wrong, but speculation spread like wildfire. Sources close to her later revealed that this wasn't the first time she had felt lightheaded recently. The combination of exhaustion, emotional strain, and constant travel had left her body weaker than usual. But the situation was too concerning to ignore. Within minutes, an airport medical team arrived, checking her vitals on the spot. After a brief but tense discussion, she was escorted out through a side exit, away from the flashing cameras, and taken to a private clinic for tests. Inside that clinic, the mood was quieter but heavier. Staff moved carefully, aware that this was Sandara Park, a woman adored by millions, yet right now, she was just another human being in need of care. Nurses drew blood, checked her blood pressure, and ran preliminary scans. It was standard procedure, but given her recent emotional ordeal with Jung Il Woo's hospitalization, doctors wanted to be extra cautious. The moment the news reached Jung Il Woo, who was still recovering himself, he reportedly asked his team to get him updates immediately. Though he couldn't physically leave his own treatment location, he made several calls to check on her. Some say he even asked mutual friends to go to her side in his place, not wanting her to feel alone. Meanwhile, the public conversation was spiraling. Online forums lit up with questions. Was she expecting a child? Was this exhaustion from caring for Jung Il Woo? Or was it something more serious? Fans began sharing old clips of Sandara looking pale or tired, using them as proof to support their theories. Others pushed back, asking people to respect her privacy until official information was released. At the clinic, doctors advised rest and ordered more detailed tests. They assured her team that, at least for now, there was no immediate danger. Still, they couldn't give clear answers until all results were back. That waiting period only fueled more speculation outside the walls. What many people didn't realize was how much Sandara had been balancing silently. Between her professional commitments, her personal life, and the emotional weight of seeing Jung Il Woo in a hospital bed for days, she had been pushing herself beyond her limits. Friends have often described her as the kind of person who will put others first, no matter what. But sometimes, that selflessness comes at a cost. By evening, her agency released a brief statement confirming that she had felt unwell at the airport and was undergoing tests. They asked for understanding and patience, but their silence on specifics only deepened the mystery. In the absence of details, fans dissected every possible clue, from her recent schedule to her choice of loose-fitting outfits. Inside her private room at the clinic, Sandara reportedly rested with a few close friends by her side. One of them, according to an insider, told her gently, "You have to take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else." It was a truth she knew but found hard to follow. As the night wore on, the clinic became her safe space, away from cameras, away from speculation, away from the exhausting pace of her public life. Whether the test results would confirm pregnancy, reveal a stress-related health issue, or show something entirely different, one thing was clear: the incident at the airport had forced Sandara to stop, even if just for a moment, and listen to her body. For fans, the waiting game continues. Updates are scarce, and everyone is watching closely, hoping for good news. But for Sandara, this moment may become a turning point, a reminder that even the strongest hearts and the most devoted souls need rest, care, and time to heal. And somewhere in the middle of all this, Jung Il Woo is waiting too, ready to return the same devotion she has shown him. Whether these two will face the next chapter together as friends, partners, or something more, one thing is certain. The bond between them is unshakable, even in moments of uncertainty. The next morning, news outlets across South Korea and beyond were already running headlines about Sandara's sudden health scare. Some were straightforward, reporting only that she had been rushed for tests after feeling unwell at the airport. Others, however, leaned heavily into speculation, attaching words like pregnancy and secret without any confirmation. Fans woke up to a storm of conflicting information. Those who had been at the airport the day before flooded social media with their first-hand accounts. "She looked pale," one fan wrote, "but she still smiled and waved at us before it happened. She's always thinking of others." Another shared that they had noticed her holding her stomach more than once, fueling theories that she might be expecting. But behind closed doors, Sandara's inner circle was focused on only one thing, making sure she got the medical attention and rest she needed. According to someone close to the situation, her first words after regaining some strength were not about herself, but about Jung Il Woo. She had reportedly asked if he was all right and if he had heard about her incident, worried that the news might cause him stress while he was still in recovery. That is the kind of person Sandara is, even in moments when her own well-being should come first. Her thoughts turn to others. But those closest to her know that this generosity of spirit can be both her greatest strength and her greatest vulnerability. Inside the clinic, the tests continued. Blood work, ultrasounds, and a full checkup were ordered. The medical team wanted to rule out any complications, whether it was related to stress, nutrition, or something more personal. Staff members who were present say she remained calm throughout, though her friends could see the exhaustion in her eyes. Meanwhile, Jung Il Woo, unable to visit in person due to his own health regimen, sent a steady stream of messages. Short, comforting texts. A photo of a handwritten note. Even a voice message telling her to rest and not to worry about anything else for now. For fans who have followed their story closely, it's moments like this that speak louder than any public appearance. The hours stretched into a full day, and still, the official results weren't ready. Sandara's agency continued to ask for patience, but the silence only deepened the mystery. A small crowd of loyal fans even gathered outside the clinic, leaving flowers and handwritten letters at the entrance. One letter read, "No matter what the results are, you have millions of hearts with you." But while the outside world was in a frenzy, inside the walls of that clinic, things were quiet. Sandara spent most of the afternoon in bed, her phone off, with only a book and the gentle hum of the air conditioner keeping her company. A friend later described it as the first time in weeks they had seen her truly rest. By late evening, a doctor came in with a softer expression than before. While some of the test results still required more time, the initial findings suggested that the episode at the airport was most likely a combination of exhaustion, low blood pressure, and stress. It was a relief. At least there was no immediate life-threatening danger. Still, the doctor strongly recommended taking at least 2 full weeks away from public schedules to recover. But here's where Sandara's stubborn dedication came in. She reportedly told her team that she had commitments she couldn't just walk away from. It was only after repeated persuasion and reminders that pushing herself could lead to more serious health risks that she reluctantly agreed to slow down. In the days that followed, the public kept waiting for an official, detailed update. Some fans speculated that her silence meant the results might reveal something more personal, something she wasn't ready to share. Others believed she was simply taking time to heal before speaking. And somewhere in the middle of all this, Jung Il Woo made a quiet move that didn't go unnoticed by those who were watching closely. He postponed a small, private gathering he had planned with friends, telling them he needed to focus on someone important. For those who have been following their journey, it's clear, no matter what label people put on their relationship, what they share is deep, unshakable, and rooted in mutual care. Sandara's airport incident may have been a frightening moment, but it also reminded everyone, herself included, that even the strongest people need to stop and breathe sometimes. And so now, as the final test results draw closer, the question remains, will this be the moment that forces Sandara to truly put her own health first? Or will she, once again, quietly carry the weight of the world while smiling for the cameras? Either way, one thing is certain, the world will be watching, waiting, and hoping that the next time we see her, she'll be walking through those airport gates not with worry, but with strength in her step and light in her eyes.